Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Run and Code, humor in South Texas law enforcement. I'm your host, T-Bone. Got my partner with me, J-Man, as always. J-Man,
What's up, man? How's it going?
It is getting cold, man. This fucking South Texas. You think South Texas don't get cold. If you've never been here, whew, yeah, it does.
Well,
Fucking freezing this morning.
oh yeah, it's brisk. It's not brisk enough for me to wear a coat.
That's true.
Not
Yeah, I
there yet.
don't like wearing coats, but I don't have to. It's too bulky.
Yeah.
But
Too bulky.
so, again, sorry for the delay. Holidays. We're different schedules. We feel bad we don't get these episodes out like we should be. It sucks. I'm sorry. We're trying to work on it, I promise. Fingers crossed, doing our best. But life's been busy. And it's not that we don't want to do episodes for our fans and the people that enjoy listening to us. It's just the real life gets in the way. And like I said, we're not doing this to get paid. So if we were getting paid, it might be a little more on top of it. But if we had Joe Rogan's numbers or stuff, or the Sean Ryan show with those kind of numbers, then I would.
Oh yeah.
We'd be a lot more on it, but we do this for fun. We get together when we can. We have some laughs, tell some stories, talk shit, and so that's how that works. But we're hoping everybody's enjoying the holidays. I had a great Thanksgiving. Ate like a pig, so I'm pretty sure I gained 5 pounds. So I had that tryptophan knockout afterwards. And as all cops know, in South Texas, that on Thanksgiving it's quiet during the Cowboys game. During the Cowboys game. Once that game is over, then all the shit starts. The domestics, the crashes, the DWIs all start after the Cowboys game.
It doesn't matter if they win or lose.
Yep. It's worse when they lose. They really beat the crap out of their wife, or they break the TV and then throw something at the wife, yeah. Because, they pin their hopes on them again, foolishly, I might add. So,
oh, you never know, man. But the way the NFL looks right now, I'm not even interested.
Yeah, I don't care about any of them.
None of the teams that I want to see even go, I'm like, whatever.
Well, for those that don't know, I'm a baseball fan. And my team is the San Francisco Giants. And I say that unashamedly. I'm a San Francisco Giants fan, always have been. And last year, they sucked. Year before, they sucked. But they're still my team. But I don't go losing my mind when they lose. So I go, okay, moving on. There's 162 games in the season. So, maybe tomorrow. Maybe the day after. And then, of course, they start to do really well and then blow it right before before then. It's like, well, sounded good. And, I don't know if you want to put your team up.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of funny. I'm an Orioles fan first. Love the Orioles since a kid.
I didn't want to put you out there like that in case you were ashamed. I didn't want to do you like that.
But I'm also a Yankees fan. They're division rivals. It just doesn't make.
We may have to cancel this podcast.
I don't know. I like the Bronx Bombers too. Shout out to the BX.
As long as you didn't say the Dodgers, because I'm a Giants fan. Those are mortal enemies. Giants and Dodgers are mortal enemies. We're not. No big deal with the Yankees. I don't have a problem with the Yankees. Actually, I just wish the Giants had their budget, their payroll, so we can just buy good players like Aaron Judge, instead of having to build them from the ground up.
Oh yeah,
and then farm them out after 10 years to another team who pays them. Because Giants don't have that kind of budget. But you never know. With Buster Posey in charge of president operations, may see some improvements. But baseball is one of those, one or two players can make the difference on your whole team. They really can.
Yeah.
And if you get a whole team of superstars like the Dodgers, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, you got all these Max Muncy, all these great players on one team, that does make the difference. But sometimes it takes a year or two to really build that talent. You get that really talented rookie, but he's still a rookie. He's going to make rookie mistakes.
Yeah.
And it takes time to get them playing time. You give them 500 at bats, they get better. You give them field time, give them playing time, and they start maturing. And so it's not an overnight process. But if you buy a Shohei Ohtani or you buy an Aaron Judge, or you buy a Mookie Betts, then you're going to get a result right away. But some players that play great with one team don't always play great for another team. Sometimes it's just that perfect, you gelled a perfect team together, and you get that one guy who's a fantastic player, but he doesn't fit with that team.
Yeah.
And so they do trade, and everybody's like, why the fuck would you trade that guy? Well, if he doesn't fit, either personality conflict or just the coaching style doesn't, then you kind of don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean they're not a good player. It's just not a fit for that team. So a lot of people, why would you get rid of that guy? Well, like the Angels, they had to known what they had with Shohei Ohtani. They had to have known what they had. The guy's insane. The guy's, and consistently insane. It's not a 1 year and that was it. He's consistently an amazing player. And it's like, why would you not appreciate him for what he is? And maybe it was a budget issue because Angels probably don't have the same funding that the Dodgers have.
Or they got draft picks out of it.
something,
Maybe
like, hey,
some
we'll
farm
trade, but
players.
we want, this,
Yeah.
or we want this much in our payroll kind of thing. So
Yeah.
there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and if I pay more attention to it, I could probably answer those questions. But if you're watching us, you're probably not here to watch for sports. So, but before we start, I have a joke for you.
Okay.
I heard this last week. Don't hate me, but I heard this last week.
All right.
So, everybody listening? Okay, here we go. A man went to his wife and said, honey, tell me something that'll make me happy and sad at the same time. She thought about it for a minute. She goes, honey, out of all your friends, you have the biggest dick.
Oh, wow. Well, he asked for it. he asked for it. He asked for it. I'm pretty sure it was a pretty unhappy Thanksgiving.
yeah, that probably started the domestic. So that's the joke of the day. I heard that and I about bust out. I about died laughing because that's hilarious. Like, that is good and bad. Happy I can stand tall, but not so happy that you tried them all. Ooh, I'm a poet and didn't know it. Look at that. When women say all men are horrible, you don't have to fuck them all, lady. So today we're going to talk about warrants. We get a lot of misconceptions about warrants. Can't do this, can't do that. This isn't allowed, that's not allowed, this is allowed, you can't do this time of day, so on and so forth. Now when you boil it down to warrants, there's really only two kinds. You got an arrest warrant and you got a search warrant. That's basically what you got at the end of the day, depending on what you're looking for. Time limits, time constraints, how long a warrant's good for, because warrants aren't good forever on a search warrant. You only got so much time to go looking. You can't draft a search warrant and then a year later go execute it. That's not how that works.
Right.
So you have time frames. And every kind of search warrant has a different kind of time frame on it. Arrest warrants, they last like herpes. They're there forever until they get cleared.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the different kinds of warrants, between the different kinds of arrest warrants, because there are different kinds of arrest warrants as well. And then you have your different kinds of search warrants, and we're going to go over those and kind of peel back some of the mystery that people think, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that. You're not allowed to kick a door in here. You're not allowed to do this. And yes, we can. So, but it depends on the kind of warrant. So the Code of Criminal Procedure in Texas is real clear about what we're allowed to do with warrants, what we're not allowed to do with warrants. And, of course, that's all based off of Supreme Court case law when it comes to warrants, how they can be written, how they must be presented, so on and so forth. So we want to do that today because I hear these all the time, these rumors and legends. I've heard this, you can't arrest in Texas on a warrant on Thanksgiving or Christmas. Wrong. Yes, you can. Warrants are executable 24/7, 365.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we don't do a search warrant. Let me back up. Time and place. If the evidence is not at risk, we don't need to go booting the door at 3 in the damn morning and get shot by the homeowner.
Right.
Because he thinks he's getting his house broken into. So, time and place. Can we? Yes. It doesn't matter on the warrant. Like, you have these many days, excluding the date of issuance and excluding the date of return. You got this many days to execute this search warrant. Search warrants. So let's start with the arrest warrants. Let's keep it simple and go with the arrest warrants, and then let's move over to search warrants and the differences. So arrest warrants. That is signed by a judge or a magistrate that says we are directed to take this person to custody.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's a municipal warrant, that is usually written by a municipal police agency, such as Austin Police Department, San Antonio Police Department, Houston Police Department. That's typically says to any police officer of this agency is what it'll say on that warrant, because that's a municipal warrant signed by a municipal magistrate. Right. That's typically going to be your Class Cs. That's what that is. Those are your Class C city ordinance violations, speeding tickets, tickets that are issued by that agency. Then you have your Justice of the Peace warrants, which are the same thing. Those are typically Class C, but those are written out in the unincorporated parts of that county by either deputies or constables. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be signed by a Justice of the Peace magistrate. And it'll say to any sheriff's deputy or constable in the county of XYZ, bring forth to me this individual, blah, 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 blah. Now, those are not always enforceable. So, like, our agency can enforce the city warrants. Yes, we can. Because we can verify those warrants 24/7 because that agency is open 24 hours a day. Mm-hmm. The JP warrants or Justice of the Peace or constable warrants, we can't because the constable's office is open. They got banker's hours. Yeah. So no judge on duty after a certain time. We have no way to verify the warrant.
Yeah, pretty much court hours.
It's court hours. So we don't really have a way to verify those. So all they do is just keep stacking up. So that's typically your Class Cs. city ordinance violations, county ordinance violations, and Class C misdemeanor tickets issued by either a municipal police agency or the sheriff's office. So that's Class C's. Now, does that mean we can't take you into custody? No, we can absolutely take you into custody, 100%. We'll pull you out of the car. Hey, man, you got warrants, cuff you, pat you down. We can't search you because you're not officially in custody until that warrant is confirmed. But I can still pat you down for my safety before I put you in the back of my vehicle, because I've never put anybody in my vehicle that's not been searched for a weapon, ever. But you're not under arrest. You're just detained while we confirm the warrant. Mm-hmm. Now, if I can take you right down to the city, what I'll do is typically I'll call the city and verify I'm on the phone before I drag my ass all the way downtown, tow this guy's car or girl's car. I'm not going to waste my time doing that. That's dumb. I'll call them like, oh, we forgot to remove it. And that happens a lot. With the city tickets, that happens a lot. They forget to remove them out of the system. All right, man, you're free to go. Take the cuffs off. Drive safe. Now let's talk about criminal. Class B, misdemeanor, Class A, misdemeanor, and then all the felony warrants. State jail, third degree, second degree, first degree, and capital. Mm-hmm. It says on every warrant, to any peace officer in the state of Texas. So, and this is where we start having problems. So you have, let's say you get traffic stopped by a university police officer, UT or Texas Tech or whatever. They pull you over and they run you and you have a felony warrant for your arrest. They're going to take you into custody. Yep. That's it. Yep. It doesn't say to any sheriff's deputy. It says to any peace officer in the state, know all men by these presents, to any peace officer in the state of Texas. So it doesn't really give you an option. You shall arrest this individual and bring them forth to face my justice swiftly and surely. Mm-hmm. So people are like, oh, you can't arrest me. You're a university cop. Okay, think again. They're a peace officer, and it makes it clear who they want to enforce this arrest warrant. Mm-hmm. And that's B to capital. Yep. That's lowest misdemeanor B all the way to capital offenses to any peace officer in the state of Texas. Now, there are extradition limits. Yes. If it's a Class B misdemeanor, we're not going to extradite from Dallas for a Class B. We're just not going to do that. That's a waste of gas and time. Let him bond out, whatever. We'll get him next time he's in town. Felonies typically are extraditable in the entire state of Texas. Mm-hmm. We typically will extradite any felony in the state of Texas. Now, you can bond out, usually typically from whatever county jail that picked you up. Let's say you were in El Paso visiting and you're from Houston, and Houston issues a felony warrant for you and you get pulled over in El Paso, opposite sides of the state, that don't matter. They're going to take you into custody, confirm the warrant, and then bring you down to the El Paso County Jail. But if there's a bond allowed, you can bond out from the El Paso County Jail. Yes. But you still need to appear in court in Houston. You can't just duck the warrant. You still got to appear, because as soon as you don't appear, they just revoke that bond and reissue the warrant for the same damn offense. And then typically they start doubling the bonds. So it was 2,000 the first time. It's going to be 4, then 8, then 16. It's going to start going up. It's going to get up there. And that's why I have seen a possession of marijuana warrant as high as $25,000, because they kept ignoring it. They bond out and not go to court, and bond out and not go to court. And so they just keep doubling it. When it had gone to court the first time, it'd probably been dismissed. Yeah. But you still have to be in custody and show up to court to make that happen. Yep. So, it'll even increase until the judge is just like, well, you know what? No bond. They will reissue the warrant for the final time, no bail. Yes. So now you're sitting in the jail, no bail warrant. RWOB, for man without bond. For possession of marijuana. Yeah. It's just like, no. And it's not excessive because you had all these chances. 5 FTAs. Yes. That's another question we've gotten is like, well, there are some people that are not allowed to have bond, but the Constitution requires bond. Okay, that's true. It does. But certain warrants, and you've blown the chance too many times. Let's say, I'll give you a great example. This is I've seen with my own 2 eyes. You have a protective order, and you violate it the first time. And the judge may put you on a monitor. Like, you don't violate this restraining order. So they'll bond you out, but put you on an ankle monitor. Then you violate it again, and the judge may say, you know what, you're staying in jail now till you go to trial because you're not learning. Mm-hmm. We gave you a restraining order for a safety reason for somebody, and just twice you violated it, now you're going to stay in jail. So they can do that. And your ass will now stay in jail until that case is adjudicated one way or another, because you're not learning, you're not listening. That's why you see bonds on like capital murder of a police officer. You'll see a bond, but it's going to be typically high, and it's going to be $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, whatever it is, but it's still going to be there. Mm-hmm. So But let's say you're flight risk. You're super wealthy. You have passports, that you can get out of country. You have private jets. The judge has to take all that into consideration because the point of a bond is that we take your money and hold it. If you show up to court and do everything you're supposed to do, we will give you back your money regardless of the outcome of the trial. It's still your money. It's not our money. So let's say you post $1 million bond and you bring a cash bond of $1 million to us. And okay, be in court on this date. As long as you show up to court and you do everything you're supposed to do, that money gets returned to you after the trial is over. Whether you're guilty or innocent doesn't matter. It's still your money, not our money. That was just to hold it. But let's say you decide not to show up. You lost all that money. It's gone. You got to start all the way over. You forfeited that bond. So whatever money you did pay is now ours because you didn't show up to court. So that's how the bond system works. Some warrants will say on there, remand without bond, which means you don't have a bond. Now, parole violations typically don't have bond.
Oh, yeah.
You're staying in jail until a parole officer comes to talk to you and decides whether they're going to continue on parole, violate you, send you back, however they want to do it. Probation warrants sometimes have a bond. I've seen them with bonds. I've seen them without bonds.
Yeah.
So when it says MTRP, motion to revoke probation, sometimes you got a bond. Most times you don't. But sometimes there is a bond. I've seen like $2,000 or whatever. I'm like, so what's the point?
Probably just because I never thought about it. Probably research like some case law when it came to like bond settings, and because you have a right to be free from excessive bail and punishment, right? So that's an Eighth Amendment thing. So I kind of I'm gonna do that on my off at some point.
I'd be curious. Let me know to find out.
Yeah.
But every state's different. So like this county, the typical bond for family violence is $1,600 to $2,000 the first time. California is $75,000 minimum for misdemeanor domestic. It's $75,000. And I think they require $75,000, and they require 10% up front. 10%, not 5%. There's a few things California still does do right. Their punishment, they don't, but they do some things right. Another question I've had is, what are the limits of arrest for warrants? Let's just warrants altogether. There's no time requirement. They're 24/7. I can arrest you 2 a.m. I pull you over 2 a.m. You're going to jail. You're on the way to your daughter's wedding. That sucks, man, but you're going to jail. You got a warrant, dude. You should have taken care of this problem. Now, some people know they have warrants. Like, you knew you had court, didn't show up. You know you got a warrant. Some people have no idea that they were even under investigation. They had enough proof. The detectives wrote a warrant based on probable cause because they had 10 witnesses and video footage showing that guy doing it. Then they don't need to talk to you, really. They're just like, well, let me just bang out this warrant. And then they enter it in the system. You have no idea it's there. And for people that are like, I didn't know, no one told me. Well, of course we didn't tell you got a warrant. We don't want you running from us. If you don't know, you're probably not going to run. You're going to pull over, conduct the traffic stop, and then roll back, run you. Dan it. I love that sound. Dan it. I love that sound. I love that. That's my favorite sound. I'm going to make a ringtone. Dan it. Dan it. And pull you out of the car, take you into custody. And I've had people tell me, oh, you can't arrest me because I wasn't made aware of this. That's not how that works. You're not allowed to pull me out of that car. Not how that works. Yes, I can. I don't even have to tell you why I'm getting you out of the car. It depends on how you're acting. I don't need you all of a sudden hitting the gas.
Right.
So if you're being cool with me, I may just say, step out of the car, come back here and talk to me. If you're being an ass, I'm going to tell you, shut the car off and drop the keys on the floorboard. Or hand me the keys. And then you got a warrant. But you ain't going nowhere now. You're stuck in the car one way or another. You're not leaving. And I'll get other officers if I have to. Now, that's a traffic stop, or let's say it's a consensual encounter or a detainment for a call for service and you have a warrant. We're going to run everybody on scene because we're required to, because that's how we find warrants. Traffic stops and calls for service. Like, you may have been the caller calling about your neighbor's garbage can, but you had a warrant. So thanks for calling us here. You just thanks for the stat. Hook them and go. And I've had people tell me, you can't arrest me. I'm the one that called. Yeah. Okay. Well, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Or you can't arrest me, it's 2 a.m. It's after midnight, you can't arrest me. Not how that works. You're fair game out in the street. Now, here's the difference between coming in a house with a misdemeanor warrant versus a felony warrant. Misdemeanor warrant, I can see you standing in the window staring at me, and I can't kick the door in. It's a misdemeanor warrant. But if anyone else opens the door that lives there, I'm free to come in. You live there and you open the door. I just can't force entry on a misdemeanor warrant. There's a way around that. I can go downtown and get a search warrant for you. Be like, I know he's in the house because I saw him looking at me. Judge will sign it. I'll come back and be like, now open the door. I'm going to break it down because now I have a search warrant.
Right.
Now I can make a forced entry to come get you. So I will tell him that. You realize I'm coming back with a warrant. I'm going to break this door out of the frame. And we're not paying for it either because you could have just came to the door and opened the damn door with a search warrant, no big deal. And then you leave a copy. You always leave a copy of the search warrant in the coffee table or, somewhere they're going to see it. But you have to leave them a copy. This is precisely what I was searching for, blah, 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 blah. So, misdemeanor warrants, I can't force entry. On a house, car is a different story. You don't have the same level of privacy in a car.
Yeah.
I can break your window and drag you out of the car. If I can say, oh, that's him, based on the mugshot, that's him. Come on, man. I can see you. The tattoo's very distinctive. Come on, let's go get out. Felony warrant, I can force entry. I can break the door down to get into you. It's a felony warrant. You bet I can. Now, am I going to do that right away? No, I'm going to be like, come on, dude. You got a felony warrant. Open the door. I'm going to break it down. I'll give you all the chance in the world to hang yourself. But if you refuse to open the door, okay, you might want to get away from the door because we're going to get that 28-pound ram and we're going to knock that door open. The whole using your shoulder to open a door, please don't do that, guys. That's how you separate your shoulder.
You'll hurt yourself.
It hurts like hell. You hit a solid door at full speed with your shoulder. It ain't like the movies. Mm-hmm. You're going to break your shoulder. You're going to separate your shoulder. You're going to hurt yourself bad. And now you broke the door open, but your whole arm is out of commission.
And you're blocking the doorway.
And
you fell forward.
And then, so not a good idea. Don't do that. If you're going to kick a door, the horse kick is better than the front kick. Yeah. You can generate more power in the horse kick. But what's wrong with that pose?
You got your back.
You got your back to the door.
Yeah, that's bad too.
If you're going to horse kick a door, have another officer there with you with their gun out already. So that way, if the guy does get stupid, he can shove you to the side and let him have it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't want to do that. It's not the goal. But if you're going to start shooting at my partner, well, sorry. I like him a lot more than you some days. When you get the part that farts in the Tahoe all night long, you kind of want him to get shot.
Oh, yeah, the farts are safe for you when you get into the car?
Yeah, it's like, oh, my God.
You've been cooking for like 30 minutes?
Yeah, then you open the door. That's why when I got my first issued, like, this is my Tahoe, brand new, I got seat covers. Immediately got seat covers.
Oh, man.
I can watch them sons of bitches. You get 10,000 farts in a seat. You sit down and you can smell it come right up on you.
Left something for you.
Yep, appreciate that. That's why I like having my own car. So, so can we force entry on a misdemeanor warrant? No, not without a search warrant for person. But I can get a search warrant for person if I can write down why I think you're there.
Now
he's in the window looking at me.
Let me throw you. No, this ain't really a curveball. But this question. Now, what if you're in pursuit of a person with a misdemeanor warrant and they run into their house, but you're right behind them?
Their house, yes. Someone else's house, no. Great question. We've had this problem before. If you got a felony warrant, all bets are off, period. If you have a misdemeanor warrant and you run into your own house and I'm right behind you, yeah, I can follow you right through the door. It's fresh pursuit. Absolutely. I saw you go in there. So, yes, I can follow you. If you run into someone else's house, we can't just go barreling through the door on a misdemeanor warrant. We have to get permission from the homeowners to come in and get you. Some homeowners are like, yeah, come on in. And we're like, we're not getting involved in this. I was like, nope. And they shut the door and you're like, fuck. A lot of officers don't know that and they just break the door. And then they arrest the homeowner for interference. Like, you can't. It's not the guy with the misdemeanor warrant's house. It's this other guy's house. So you have to have permission from the homeowner or an adult in the house to let you in that lives there. So there's caveats to the misdemeanor warrants. But felony warrant, that's fair game all day long. If you're looking for a guy and you go to a friend's house because the neighbor said, oh, he lives over, his buddy lives over here. He might be over there. And you go look in the window and you see your wanted suspect and you have a felony warrant for him, that's different. Yes, you can. You can. I'll just keep it short. Yes, you can. You can break the door now. You see him as a felony warrant. We try not to do that because obviously the person's house he's at is not involved. We're still breaking people's property. As fun as that is, this guy's not involved in it. So, but can we? We have. And have I? Yes, I have. I'm like, dude, I'm going to break your door for your friend. Like, we're coming in this house one way or another. Like, come on, man. Like, don't even break your door down, please. Typically that works. Like, we're going to break the door. We got units start pulling up. Guys start putting tack gear on. I'm like, we're not kidding. The guy gets out with a ram, starts walking out the door. I'm like, we're not kidding. And typically they'll open the door. Like, come on, man, don't make us do this. And I found him hiding in the attic. I remember a guy that was hiding in the attic. We sent the canine up in the attic. And the dog and him locked asses. And then they fell through the ceiling onto the kitchen table. The dog right on top of his ass on the kitchen table.
This is his friend's house?
This one was his house.
Oh,
but that's where he was hiding.
I'd be so pissed as a friend.
Yeah, but we've had him hide in friend's house in the laundry, under the bed, in the closet. They try to go out the window, and of course, this time we have officers surrounding the house. So we have them at the the AB corner, the BC corner, the CD or the CD corner, and the DC corner. They're waiting for you to come out of a window. Up there he is. Don't ever break in the door. He's going out a window, and then we'll take off after him because we're not interested in that house. We're interested in him.
Right.
Question I've been asked: what if you arrest somebody on a warrant? You come in the house to arrest him, and you see contraband in plain view. That's fair game. That's fair game. Mm-hmm. We had a legal right to be there, which means anything illegal in plain view is ours now. Does not mean we can start searching. We can't start opening doors and opening dresser drawers and opening closets. We can do a safety sweep, looking for a person to make sure we don't get backshot, but we can't just start searching the house.
Yeah.
So, scenario, misdemeanor warrant. Wife opens the door and lets us in. Legal?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
She's half owner of the house. They're married. She can give us consent to open the house. Let's say we go to hook him. We look down at the coffee table and there's a kilo of meth on the table. Can we just tear the whole house apart now?
No.
No. What do we need to do?
Secure the house.
And?
Protective sweep. And get a search warrant.
And get a search warrant. We can do the protective sweep for a person. And if we open the door looking for a person and we see more drugs, that's fine. But right now we're looking for a person that could hurt us.
Yeah.
So we can't go, hey, I found another one. Yeah, you're going to tell the investigating detective that, hey, when I was doing a protective sweep, I saw drugs in this room too. Great, that's fine. We already have the legal probable cause now to search the house, to get a warrant to search the house. We have the probable cause to do it. But we're going to get a search warrant because the house has the ultimate expectation of privacy.
Yep.
So we're still going to be like, oh, what you got? When you test it, make sure it actually tests positive for the drug we think it is first.
Not just like rock sugar?
Yeah, it comes out Bisquick, and you're like, okay, we're still going to test it. And then once it tests positive, the detective's going to go downtown, bang out a search warrant, give it to the judge, and explain why we had the legal reason to be in the house to begin with, to see what we saw. And I've never had a judge say no to that.
Yeah.
Because I had every legal right to be in the house. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to search the entire house. Anywhere drugs can be put.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about that. Now let's talk about search warrants. Difference between arrest and search. Arrest is a person. Search is a person, place, or thing.
Yeah.
So it's three different things there. Home, your house, a domicile has the ultimate expectation of privacy. That is going to be the strictest search warrant because you have the right to have your possessions free from unreasonable search and seizure. Mm-hmm. So a car does not have the same level of privacy. Now, are there times I need to get a search warrant for a car? Yes.
Yeah.
So let me back up and start a different scenario. I'll pull you over on a traffic stop. Well, not you, J-Man, because someone that... Fine, you. We'll just do you. Just keep it simple and do you. You got pulled over. I smelled the smell of marijuana coming out of the car. Mm-hmm. Since marijuana is illegal to possess in the state of Texas, I now have probable cause to search the entire car and you. Mm-hmm. Because I can smell it.
Right.
Okay. I searched the entire car, find nothing. Let's say you just finished, you were destroying the evidence one joint at a time.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, shit. Open your mouth. I want to see if you got green leaves and you swallowed the shit. Now I got your ass for tampering with evidence. Now I got a felony. Dumbass. It was a class B that would have got dismissed. Now it's a felony for tampering. Good job, dumbass. Open your mouth. And you just see green everywhere. You don't, picture, Now, let's say these are the ones that get touchy because the saying's always been, when in doubt, get a warrant.
Yep.
So when in doubt, get a warrant. It's just easier to write down probable cause and have a judge bless that and go, I agree, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Let's say, all right, here's a good one. Car's parked on the street, not occupied, doors are locked. And neighbor calls and says, hey, I think they were selling drugs out of this car, and I see a block of what looks like coke on the front seat because they've all seen 80s movies when it's all bricked up. And you walk up and you look in the window. And yeah, there's what appears to be, and you're based on your training experience, which is going to be 80s movies, a brick of cocaine on the front seat. Now, I can't go just break the door open.
No.
Because there's no immediate, it's going to run away on me.
Right.
It's called evidence at risk. The evidence is right now not at risk. It's not going anywhere. Car's parked and it's locked. So as long as you don't leave, that car's not going anywhere. What you have to do now is seize the car, tow it, to the evidence yard and then get a search warrant, and now you can search the entire car.
That's a case law for that.
It is.
I just
I can't remember what the case law
name of it.
is, and I should know it as a detective.
I just
but
can't remember the
I know
name
my
for it.
limits are.
Yeah.
So I know that evidence at risk. So let's say, because think about it this way: if I pull you over, I know the drugs in the car. I say I'm gonna let you drive home and get a search warrant. Come back there and search your car. Well, that's about the dumbest thing on the fucking planet, because that evidence is gone.
It's gonna be at home. The person's gonna be at home, and we just get rid of it. And
EAR, evidence at risk. So there's times you can see certain things because they might run away on you.
Mm-hmm.
I had a case when I was a patrolman, and the guy was stalking his ex. She put up ring cameras. She had cameras all around the house. She called us and said that he put a game camera in the tree facing her front door. So one of those hunter-style game cameras, but this was a really expensive one. It had the remote access, had the 5G card in it, so he could access it with his phone, watch it all times. Really expensive one, and it blended really well with the tree. It took me a minute to find it too. That's a good ass camera. Like it really, But she couldn't be home for several hours. But she saw it on her ring camera right before he tore the ring camera off. But the ring camera still uploads.
Mm-hmm.
So she called us. So it was like 2 p.m. She's like, I can't be home till 4 though. Well, now I got a problem. I can't sit there for 2 hours on this camera. There's other things I have to do. But what can I do is first thing I did was go remove the batteries so that he no longer has access to it, because I know he can see me. I don't need him erasing the footage, and more than likely he has the remote capability to erase the data card, the SIM card. It's like, oh hell no! So I went up, yanked all the batteries, and then I pulled the chip out of it. Now I can't legally look at the chip because now it's not at risk. So I got possession of it, so I need to get a warrant for it. So I called CID. Hey, this is what I got. I got stalking. He came over again today. Like, this is like the 15th call we've had on this guy coming over here, and he's, million telephone harassment calls. Like, this guy's stalking her. That's what he's doing. And then he destroyed her ring. He yanked her ring doorbell right off the door. And she showed me the video later. Like, you can see him walk up. He's adjusting the camera, pulling out his phone, adjusting the game camera, adjusting it. Like, he's standing there till he gets it just right. Then he walks up, looks right at the ring camera, and tears her out the wall. Like, oh, dude, we've had you the last 10 minutes setting up this game camera. Like, what are you doing? So I pulled the chip and I put it in an envelope and I sealed the envelope. And I called the CID sergeant and said, hey, I pulled the chip on it. Of course, he flipped out. I said, well, it's evidence at risk. If I leave, come back, this guy's either come back, get the camera itself, or he's just going to remotely erase it. And the evidence is gone. That's evidence for felony stalking. I took it. I've got it in my possession. It's not going anywhere. So there's no evidence transfer, custody issues. I'm holding the evidence, but I took the chip out. So I knew I was right. That CID sergeant was just a jackass. He's no longer with us, so I can say that now. He was a jackass. You were a fucking jackass. So I took it. Problem solved. She finally got home. I went over there. She showed me all the rest of the ring camera footage of him setting up the game camera and stepping back, and we was with his phone, adjusting the views and stuff like that. Easy money. And so CID wrote a stalking warrant for him. They got a search warrant for the chip, and they went and reviewed the chip, and you see him setting it up. And then they sent a subpoena off to the phone company that has the SIM card so they can pull that too. And they wrote a search warrant or an arrest warrant for his arrest, and I knew where he worked. And it's a very large company with many, many thousands of employees here. And I went right to where he worked and head of security. I met him at the front, and we drove all the way to where he worked. I hooked him right there on the line. Turn around. Come here, man. You're under arrest for stalking. But I couldn't just look at the chip because there was no exigent circumstances.
Right.
Now, let's say she's missing. And we believe she's at risk. Let's say the neighbor said, yeah, he grabbed her. She was struggling through in her car and drove off. That's an exigent circumstance. We could do that.
Yeah.
We could justify that a life is in danger if we don't get this info right now.
Because it's a kidnapping.
Now we yank it out, plug it in immediately.
Yeah.
But we better justify everything we did on a report, which we can. We can do that because we don't know where she's at, alive, dead. What's he driving? What's he wearing? What's she wearing? We need that information right now. So we can do it because there's an exigency there. There's an emergency situation.
You don't think you make the argument that he's acting in loco parentis?
No. Not for kidnapping. Not for kidnapping. But let's say it's a criminal mischief.
Okay.
Where he slashed their tires.
Right.
Is there an exigent circumstance to us getting that footage right this minute?
No.
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 Because it's property.
Yeah.
It's property that's not leaving. The car is not going anywhere. It's got slashed tires.
Right.
We don't need. So exigency is the name of the game, but you have to actually articulate and justify what exigency is. Like, I can't go through your phone unless, and again, here's this exigency requirement. Let's say let's say the neighbor, someone got you, someone that knows you, recognized you, saw you kidnap a child.
Right.
We found you. We don't find the child. Give me your damn phone.
Right.
Like, I'm going through it. Now, hopefully it won't be locked, but more likely it's going to be locked.
Yeah.
But if it's not, then I can start going through it. Like, where's this child? Now, once you locate the child, I cannot continue going through the phone any longer.
Right.
I now have to get a search warrant to complete going through the phone because the exigency is over. So, yes, there are times you can violate based on exigency. Let's say I look in the windows of a house and I see drugs on the coffee table. No one appears to be home. I don't see anybody. House is quiet. It has that empty feel versus somebody's inside the house, because you can tell that as a cop. You can just kind of feel it.
Right.
There's a brick on the coffee table, but nobody's in the house. I can't boot the door and just take the coke. I have to get a warrant because there's nobody there to remove the evidence.
Yeah.
Now, same scenario, but the guy is running towards the bathroom with it.
Oh, yeah. That's
I'm booting the door now
Yeah,
because that's evidence at risk.
Destruction of evidence.
It's destruction of evidence. So now, yes, I'm going to boot the door. I'm going to go after him, get him into custody, stop him from destroying the evidence. But I still need to get a search warrant to check the rest of the house.
Yeah.
So these are really strict rules on search warrants and how they're conducted and what you can look at. So I'll give you a great example. I know there's cops listening to this going, really? Yeah. And you don't really learn it until you become a detective, which is a problem for me because you should know this as a patrolman. Problem is some agencies are very protective of that. Like, no, detectives do only certain things. Patrolmen don't. They still need to know.
Compartmentalize, yeah.
Yes, they still need to know how this shit works because the patrolman's going to break the door because he sees the brick on the coffee table, no one's in the house, because he didn't know that he couldn't do that because he's like, that's a felony to possess it. So
and the first thing his supervisor is going to ask is, why'd you break the door?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you know you need a warrant?
And he'd be like, no, I saw the drugs, and that's felony. I could recognize it for what it was. No, you can't. So I don't agree with that. Only detectives need to have that knowledge. No, everyone needs to have that knowledge. You're a peace officer because you can't get into court and say, well, I didn't know that because I'm not a detective. You're a peace officer. That's it. You're expected to know. So that sucks when they tell a jury, ladies and gentlemen, the jury, this is police officer 101. How does he not know the Fourth Amendment? You're like, you look like a jackass. But is it true? Yeah, it's true that your agency didn't teach you this because you didn't need to know it in their eyes until you became a detective.
Yeah.
That's jackassery at its finest, and I don't agree. So, no. So, now, let's say we get intelligence. There's a stolen motorcycle at that house.
Ooh, this sounds very similar to case law.
This one is a case law.
Yeah, I just can't
remember the name of it.
See, it's just like, it sucks.
I need to write these damn things down.
Yeah.
But let's
I
say
know
you
exactly what you're talking about.
That's right. But let's say you get intel. There's a motorcycle, stolen motorcycle, right? On the search warrant, you have to be very precise about what you're looking for on a search warrant. You can't do fishing. You're not, let's see what else I find. You have to put, I am searching for this specifically based on this is why I'm looking for it. This is what I was told, what I observed, wiretaps, whatever the hell you got the information, you got to put on the warrant. It's called the four corners. Inside that affidavit, which is where you write your story, put why you're looking for it and why you believe it's there. And you have to be specific about what the hell you're looking for.
Right.
Great. So let's say I'm told there's a 2011 Dyna Wide Glide Harley Davidson red in color in that house. So I'm going to put in there. I was told there is a stolen motorcycle Harley Davidson type Dyna Wide Glide 2011 red in color. I'm being very specific about what I'm looking for. Okay. Now, the law does allow for wiggle room because even registration doesn't always have the right color on it. We've seen that before where it will say a car's white and the car's black.
Yeah.
So, but the VIN number is what matters.
Mm-hmm.
Now, judge signs it. Yes, you may look for this stolen motorcycle that you believe is there based on probable cause, and you swear on oath that everything is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge. Yes, I do. Okay, sign it. All right, warrant signed. Make a copy for the homeowner. Go out there. Try the doors first before we go boot him in. Let's see. Oh, it's unlocked. And you go to kick the door and you find out it's unlocked. I'm not saying I've ever done that. I'm just saying I should always check.
Yeah, just be dutiful. Yeah,
just check.
Just check.
Go check the back door too. Check the doors first. There might be a windows open. You know what I mean? Like, let's cause the least amount of damage. Okay, and there is case law to that too. We don't cause excessive damage for fun.
Right.
Okay, because when it goes from necessity to for fun, your agency's going to pay for the fun.
Oh, yeah.
The necessity, we're not going to pay for, but you're going to pay for the fun.
Oh, yeah.
So check, try to pull the garage door up. Try that first. Try the avenue route. Fine, it's locked. Bang, break it open. If I'm looking for an 800-pound Harley Davidson that is about 8 feet long, stands about 3 feet tall, and is about 1.5 feet wide, I cannot go opening dresser drawers and jewelry boxes. And, I cannot. I can only look in spaces where a motorcycle would fit. Now, people don't realize that because you'll see them start opening drawers. I'm like, what are you doing? We don't, it says on the warrant, we're looking for a motorcycle. So close that. So I can look, of course, in the garage, living room, bedrooms, because you can wheel a motorcycle to a house. We've found motorcycles in bedrooms.
That's insane, but yeah.
But they've done it. You can look in the backyard. You can look at any structure as long as you put it on the warrant, any structure on the property that could contain this item, we're allowed to look in. So if we got a workshop over here and a shed over here, yeah, we're going to look in there and there too, because you can hide it in there. It's just inside the curtilage, which is the legal property line. We can look anywhere as long as it's on the warrant. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, let's say, though, I want the keys to this motorcycle. I can add on the warrant and any keys that operate this vehicle.
Yeah.
How big's a key?
Fit in your pocket. Fit in
A Harley key is that big. It's like that big.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can look in any single place that a key could be hiding.
Yeah.
So that now means dresser drawers, nightstands, jewelry boxes, kitchen drawers. Yes, now I can because it's on the warrant. I'm looking for something that size. But look at the motorcycle first. Make sure it's not just stuck in the side in the actual key ignition.
All right.
And then you're saying, oh, it's right here. And you're like, my bad. So we booted the door. There's the motorcycle. If we see nothing else in plain view that would give us any further reason to stay there, anything else illegal like drugs or anything like that, you got what you got. Get the bike and get out.
Get out. Yeah.
That's it. You got what you're looking for. There's no reason to keep looking. You found it. Now, if you're doing the protective sweep and you find another room that has 3 other motorcycles in it, you need to run those. Those you can run because you already have probable cause. You have reasonable suspicion they may be stolen because this bike was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's make sure these aren't stolen because it's someone's property. Right. So yeah, we got to run these VIN numbers. Oh, they're all 3 stolen. At that point, we're probably going to get a warrant now to search the entire house. Right. Okay, what else is in this house that's stolen? Mm-hmm. But I have the reason and I have the probable cause to write that affidavit for what I'm looking for. So that's how that works. Now, let's say we got intel that a gun used in a murder. So we'll use that because I've actually ran into this. I've had this scenario. All these scenarios I'm giving you, I've actually had. So that's how I know what I can and can't do. A lot of us learn through trial and error. Yeah. You were told by a judge, don't even think about it. I can't do that? No. And I feel like a jackass because I didn't know that. And I had to learn it. So that's when I started actually reading Code of Criminal Procedure on warrants. Arrest with warrant, arrest without warrant, search with warrant. I started, I should probably read this. It could behoove me to know this because I have to testify to it in court. Yeah. I wrote the warrant. I signed it. That's mine. I'm the one who answers to that warrant. So, and we'll talk about consent in a minute. Please remind me to talk about consent because there's a world difference between consent and a warrant. So let's say I get intel. Hey, the murder weapon is in that house. I saw it. He showed it to me. He said, I shot that bitch with this gun. Okay. We're going to put in the warrant all firearms, all ammunition on the warrant, and anything else that's contraband in plain view. We're going to say that we're going to add that sentence on the warrant. Judge reads it. If she doesn't sign it or says, take that off, I'm not signing it. Okay. We'll just go remove that and bring it back. Now, how big's a bullet?
Oh, yeah. Especially depending on the caliber.
Every nook and cranny. I can tear out walls. I can pull out plumbing. I can do anything I want to do to find any ammunition. Now, doesn't mean we take sledgehammer and start beating all the walls in. Okay, we're not doing that crap. Okay, can we? Yes. But again, necessity, fun. Okay. Can I go in the attic now? You bet I can. And that's typically where a lot of people hide shit is the attic. So it's usually look up the attic access and just look and see if it's been moved. Because most people haven't opened that damn thing, if ever. You can see, oh, that's recent. Dust has been moved. Look down on the ground to see if any stuffing has fallen from the damn attic onto the ground. And like, yeah, this got opened recently. Pull it down and then look and see what's been disturbed. Yeah, let's go up there. Put your gun, please. People hide in the attic. Pull your gun, do a protective sweep of the attic, make sure no one's in there, and then look around. That's where I find guns. I found them in the attic. I found them inside mattresses. I found them in the weirdest places, in a cookie box in the kitchen, and next to the other cookie boxes. It's like, You pull the box and, oh, that's cookies. Ding, ding, ding. What the fuck? Gun. I've seen it. So people hide shit in the weirdest places. We're going to look. We're not dumb. This ain't our first day on the job. We search. We're thorough. Do we always catch everything? No, it happens. I mean, some people are just that good at hiding shit. You're just like, wow, I didn't find it. And then you find out later through a wiretap or a jail call that it was right in this place. Like, fuck, you got to get a new search warrant, go back out to the house and see if it's there now. And hopefully it didn't get taken, in the meantime, between the arrest and us listening to the call and getting a warrant. Let's say we get consent. So let's talk about consent. You can have consent to search a phone, search a car, search a computer, search an iPad, search a house, search a business, search a garage. You can get consent to do all that. It has to be the owner or whoever is legally responsible for that property. So let's say you're renting a house. The owner, okay, there's a caveat to this, though, and I need to be real careful because people are going to mishear me and go, yeah, the homeowner can do it. Hold on. If you are renting a house, I, as the homeowner, cannot give them permission to search that house.
Yeah.
You are paying rent. It is your house.
Yeah.
So let's make that clear, guys. If the house is being rented, only the renter or an adult that lives in the house can give you consent to come in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the owner of the house cannot because he's relinquished rights to the search as long as you're paying and you're not been evicted.
Yep.
So I just want that real clear because people have done that. Well, you own the house, sir. Yeah, he doesn't live there.
That's why evictions exist, so an owner can reclaim possession of the property.
Possession of the property. Okay. So let's say, sir, I believe there's something illegal in your car based on blah, 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 blah. Will you give me consent to search your car? And he says, yeah, absolutely. I got nothing in there. I'm smarter than the average bear. I'm going to pull out a consent form, fill the whole fucking consent form out and go, sign right there that you give me consent to search this car. Once I start searching, if he withdraws his consent, I have to stop unless I've already found contraband. Now it doesn't matter. I already found contraband, dude. Sorry. Jig's up. I got you. Sorry. The car's mine now. Okay. Consent can be withdrawn at any time, and you have to stop. Furthermore, and I've seen this, and I'm going to talk about this because there's officers that keep doing it. I'm like, you can't do that. If someone gives you consent to search their car, you can't stuff them in the back of your Tahoe, roll all the windows up, and then go up and start searching the car. He has no ability now to withdraw his consent.
Yeah.
So he's in there, stop. And you're like, whatever, I can't hear shit. Hey, look what I found. And then they run the tapes back. And he told you to stop searching the car 5 minutes prior to finding the contraband. You don't think a defense lawyer is going to get that tossed?
Oh, yeah.
Because he's going to be like, well, he told you at 10:50 stop searching the car. At 10:55, you found the drugs. Yeah, but I couldn't hear him because you put him in a place he couldn't tell you and you couldn't hear him. So what I would do when I was interdiction, highway narcotics, is I would pull my Tahoe up next to the car and roll down the window. All right, so you understand, you can tell me, and I would tell him. You don't have to, but I would tell him. I don't have to tell him you have the right to tell me stop at any time, but I would tell him that. You know, you can tell me stop, you want me to stop. Okay, sir, okay, and I'll start searching the car, and I can still hear him. Fair game there. I can hear him, but I've seen too many officers just throw him in the back of Tahoe, roll the windows up, and go search the car. I'm like, you can't do that. It's consent. He has the right to tell you no at any time, unless, again, you found contraband while searching consensually. Now you found contraband. Now you can search the whole car. You're like, you got it now. You don't need his consent any longer because the car's in the same privacy as a house. Houses, again, is different. And a house is the same, though. They can withdraw their consent. Even if you find contraband, you got to stop.
Yeah.
But now, what do?
Once again, search warrant.
Just get a warrant. You already found contraband. Now you have probable cause to believe there's more contraband in this house. You're good, but you still have to stop. So I've gone through with suspects. I'm like, can I look at your phone? And usually it's, oh, sorry, I got naked pictures. I'm like, I don't care about your naked pictures. I don't give a shit about your naked pictures. Unless it's a child, I don't care. And then I'll start going through the phone with them while they're sitting next to me. Like, you give me consent. We'll fill out the consent form first for consent for electronics. Put the serial number of the phone, the type of the phone. They'll sign it first. That covers me.
Yeah.
And then we start going through it. And if we start going through it, it goes, stop, sir, stop. I have to stop. I can't be like, come on, man. Like, let me just keep going. No, he said stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Unless I see something illegal. Now, do I still have to stop?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Get a warrant.
But now I'm getting a warrant. Like, oh, I already saw it. That's mine. This phone is now property of me. And you know how many phones I still have in my damn desk? I just need to give them back. But now they're in prison or they're in jail for the long ride. And I'm like, I could go take in their property. I'm like, I'll wait till they get out and they come asking for their phone. Here's my new phone.
Yeah,
I already got the data off
like
it.
driving to like a TDC unit to drop off a phone, to put like a phone in property.
Hell no. I'm going to put that in our property room and tell them when you got a prison, you can come out and get it.
You want to go to Estelle, the Estelle unit, drop
Hell
off
no.
a phone?
Or Garza West. Oh, hell no. Huntsville. Oh, no. Beaumont. No. What I'll do is I would just put it in the property room and he can come get it when he gets out. I mean, it'll be an outdated phone by then. That's the equivalent of a flip phone. They get out of prison after 20 years and go, try to open it. If it's a Nokia, it might still work.
No, that's true. Yeah,
It's not going to connect, but it'll turn on.
It'll turn on. Yeah,
So, it'll just say no signal. So these are the issues with, and you can do an entire probably 8-hour class on warrants and really dig deep. But the basics of search warrants are: one, you have to have probable cause to believe the item is there that you're looking for, or the person, place, or thing. You have to have probable cause that you can articulate and justify on an affidavit why you're looking for it, what crime you think has been committed, and why you think it's there.
yeah.
And you have to fulfill those requirements because the judge is not just going to say, I think there's something illegal in this house and I want to search it. Not going to happen. That's a fishing expedition. You have to be specific. And it says, I'm trying to remember the exact wording because there's an exact phrase to it. Must be able to precisely describe the item or as near as can be. So
Right.
if I say it's a 2011, let's say the neighbor said, my motorcycle's in there, it's a 2011 Dyna Wide Glide, it's red, and the bike turns out to be maroon. Is there a difference? No. It's describe or as near as can.
Right.
Good enough for me. Now, he says, yeah, it's a 2011 Dyna Wide Glide, and you search the house and find a Kawasaki Ninja lime green. You're like, sir, there's a Ninja in here. Do you ride a Ninja? No, your bike wasn't here. Sorry.
And just like you're saying, just to read the Fourth Amendment, just to read it.
Appreciate it.
Just going to read it.
So read it out.
Word.
Read it out.
The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
There you go. Right out of the Constitution.
It's basic as can be. Yeah, basic as can be.
So when I write an arrest warrant for an arrest, I have to put what the offense was, what occurred.
Probable
gives
cause.
me probable cause.
Yeah.
Again, that's a set of facts that leads a reasonable person to believe a crime has been committed. So I have to lay it out there. And I have to be specific enough that you can point to the penal code that was violated. 32.12, 3507, 4207, whatever the hell it is. 1901, 2, 3, or 4. One of these. And I lay it out there. Now, if it's a warrant for murder, it's going to be longer than this. If it's a warrant for murder, it's probably going to be about that long.
Yeah, I'll probably.
If it's a warrant for theft, it's going to be about that long. It depends on the offense. And I've seen the ones for CSAM, child sexual assault material. It's like 3-page affidavit.
Oh, yeah.
About why and where they think it's there and what led them to that conclusion, because those are usually far-reaching. Child sexual assault material is usually electronic. That's usually what it is. Very rare is it paper anymore. It's actually electronic. So you may start on this computer, and then you got to this computer, and then you got to this computer, and you have to put in that affidavit what led you to believe it's on this particular item. And you have to lead that out, whether that's the IMEI on the phone, the serial number, whatever the hell it is, conversation you saw by text, whatever the hell it is. So those are usually not overnight investigations. CSAM investigations are months because you're getting search warrants for iCloud, search warrants for Facebook, search warrants for Instagram, search warrants for the phone itself, search warrants for AT&T, search warrants for MySpace. You want to go back that far. Whatever the hell platform it is, these are not overnight things. So search warrant for phone records. So when I send a search warrant to AT&T, like, hey, I need all calls to this account in the last 2 months. They're going to send it to you, and it's page after page. You need to learn how to read. Was that an outgoing call, incoming call that didn't connect, call that was sent to voicemail by the phone holder, blah blah blah. And those codes are all on there. You can learn how to read them. First time I had to read one of those, I was like, what the fuck does this shit mean? And then I finally figured it out. I had to find the help me guide that actually came with it that I didn't realize came with it. It was a whole separate PDF. was like, what's this? Click. Oh, God damn it. There it all is right there. This code means this, and this means this, this means this, this means this. So you learn. Basically, that's how you learn. The first time I had to do a tower dump, good Lord. So for those that don't know what a tower dump is let's say I believe you were in the area at this specific time when the murder occurred. I'm going to send a warrant to T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T, because those are the three phone companies that run everything in the United States. Singular, PCS, mobile, all that crap falls under AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Those three have the actual monopoly, and everything else is a subsidiary. So I'd have to send a search warrant to those three companies and say, and what you do is there's a website we can go to that shows us where all the cell towers are in that area. These cell towers, I need the data dumps from that tower from this time to this time on this date. All phone calls made. Don't forget, detectives, that's every iWatch, iPad, vehicle GPS, vehicles, phone, anything that puts out a cell signal. That's not just phones. That's all that shit. And then you have to manually go through each number. If you're in a super congested area like, say, downtown Austin, downtown Houston, downtown San Antonio, it's going to be pages and pages, hundreds of pages. If you get out in the rural area, you may get lucky. Might not be so many. I solved a hit and run with that because I got the tower dumps for that. I said, I want just the tower because I knew it happened within this 10-minute block. So I sent T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T a tower dump warrant and said, I just want for this area for 10 minutes. It was like 2 pages. Now, that's a hell of a lot easier.
Now, given because of the data that you're asking for, right, how scrutinized does a warrant like that have to be because you're getting user data?
It doesn't. It's the same PC. It really isn't.
Oh, okay.
You just got to put in there, why are you asking for it? And then you got to do a warrant for each individual company. And the affidavit is going to be the same because it's the same thing I'm looking for from all 3 different companies, but I have to do one for AT&T, one for T-Mobile, one for Verizon.
Okay.
And the judge, and it has to be a district court judge. Now, let me talk about that for a minute. Not all judges are created equal. Sucks, but true. If I want a search warrant for your car or your house, I don't need a district court judge. Any magistrate can do it because the house is not going to drive away into another county. The car is in this county. We're good. The car is right there. We have the car. If I want to search a phone, if I want to search the infotainment system on your car, I want to search your iWatch. Those items can and do leave the county you are in. Now you need a district court judge to sign that. So that's different. So there are, again, not all judges are created equal. District court judges are the highest in the county you're in. Magistrate's usually the lowest. That's going to be usually a retired judge or somebody who's making a little extra cheddar on the side or whatever, or associate judges, whatever the hell it is. So you got to know what kind of judge you need for what kind of warrants. Anything electronic is probably going to need a district court judge. Anything that's physical, like a house, a car, magistrate judge is fine. You can do that, and they'll sign it. Okay, no problem.
Judges, we love you.
I do what?
Judges, we love you.
And we do love our judges. I get along great with our judges. I may not agree with every decision they make, but they're the judge. I'm not. They have the law degree. They got the 20 years on the bench. They're the judge. They make the rules, and I just say, okay, even if I don't agree with it, I'm not going to argue with the judge because you're never going to win that fight.
You're never winning.
You're never going to win. In fact, you're going to lose twice as much because then you're done pissing that judge off, that he's going to pick up the phone and call your chief of police or your sheriff and complain very loudly and piss in his ear, and he's going to piss in your ear. And it's going to be a waterfall of shit coming down from that judge all the way till it lands on your head and splatters everywhere. So best not to piss off judges. Now, have I had private disagreements with judges in their chambers? Yes, I have. But there's a professional way to disagree with a judge.
Yes.
Hey, you fucking idiot. Not a great way to start. You might get to find out what your own booking is like for a couple of days for contempt. But you can say, Your Honor, respectfully, I disagree, and here's why. And as long as I have found that they're pretty reasonable if you're in private, don't ever brace them in public. Now, there's a difference between an attorney arguing with a judge over a case law or something in open court. But if you're a police officer and you're going to talk to a judge in their chambers, and that's where I go to get the warrant signed, I go right in their chambers. Hey, Your Honor, I got a warrant. We have what's called presiding judges, presiding and an alternate. Presiding judge is the one that has been elected for that week. He'll be the one that signs warrants. If he's not available, then you can go to the secondary. If the secondary is not available, then just find any district court judge that's willing to sign it. I'll go right in their office. Hey, Your Honor, just do you mind? I got a search warrant. Yeah, what you got? Come on and have a seat. If they read it and go, oh, man, I don't agree with this and X, Y, Z, and I can say, I hear what you're saying, Your Honor. I respectfully, though, I disagree, but here's why. This is what's going on. Now, you got to be careful with that because what a lot of people don't realize is what's called the four corners. I mentioned that phrase earlier. Well, now let me expand on what four corners means. I can only discuss with the judge what is inside that affidavit statement. That's it. I cannot discuss anything outside of that. So if I didn't put it in there, it don't exist. So I had to be really careful. Well, as you can see, Judge, I put there on the third or the third sentence or third paragraph or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But he goes, well, who's the person? And they're not in the warrant. Four corners, Your Honor. Four corners. And you have to remind them of that sometimes. Four corners, Your Honor. And they'll get a little pissy. Well, you didn't put it in there. Okay. And I've been told, go back, rewrite it, come back. Fuck. I have a thumb drive. I'll go find a computer and fix it right there. But so that's called the four corners. So you better be thorough. Now, search warrants require far more thoroughness than arrest warrants. I know that sounds weird. Like, shouldn't you have more for an arrest warrant? No, arrest warrant's super easy probable cause. You're just arresting based on probable cause. I observed so and so steal the item from the store and walk past the final point of sale. Don't need a whole lot,
Right.
But if I'm searching a house or a phone or a car, I need far more detail. I can't be like, I saw in the front seat, look at this. No, I need a little more than that. I got to be as detailed as I can be. But again, it can only be inside those four corners. So I have to disagree with judges, respectfully and politely. But, Your Honor, I disagree. Politely, sir, I disagree. Respectfully, I disagree. And here's why. And I'll tell them, this case law says X, Y, Z. And you can have that debate, but you're in private and you're respectful about it. Judges will respect that. But if you pop off at them, they're still human and they're a judge and they're used to getting their way. And they're going to shut down you right then and there and be like, get out of my chambers. Yeah. So I'm not signing this. Fuck. You can either go judge shopping, hope you find a different judge, or just go back and fix it and then go to the presiding judge because he's already pissed you now. Just go to the presiding judge now or the alternate judge. But I've had judges stop a trial to sign a warrant for me. I don't interrupt them on purpose. I'll step in. I'll see they're in session. I'll just sit there and wait. But the bailiff will see me. I'll just make, warrant. I'll just mouth to them warrant. And they'll let the judge know, hey, he's got a warrant. All right, but let's take 5. Hey, detective, come on up. Hey, ma'am, how you doing? They'll, stop recording or what is it? Off the record. Take 5, everybody. 5-minute recess. And hey, ma'am, sorry. I'm so sorry, everybody. Now you're the star of the show. Everybody's staring at you. The jury's staring at you. Everybody's staring at you like, hey, everybody doing? And they'll read it and sign it. Thank you, ma'am. You walk out. All right, back on the record. And that's it. It's really a simple process. It's not a whole lot, but I felt bad because I had to bring 12 search warrants to a judge who was in session. I was like, Your Honor, I have 12. And she goes, can you find the alternate? Because they were in trial. 12 warrants is a lot. And the PC was not the same on every single one of them either. So I was like, yeah, let me go find the alternate. Because I wasn't interrupting a major felony trial for 12 warrants because you would have to read each one.
Every single one. Yeah.
And then you got to sign it and stamp it. And then you find the next warrant. It's easier if you just tell them the PC's the same on all of them. So like if I have 3 warrants for AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon for the tower dumps, the probable cause is going to be the exact same on all 3. So you can just tell them the probable cause is the same on all 3. Mm-hmm. It's cell dumps. Oh, okay. And they sign it and you're good. So, but if you're like, sorry, Your Honor, the PC's not the same. They're all different. They're going to, be pissed. So on that one, I went and found the alternate who is in the chambers having lunch. I'm like, really sorry, Your Honor, but I got 12 search warrants and 2 of them are time sensitive. And he's like, come on in, sir. So, and he said, the PC the same? No, sir, I'm sorry. I try to make it easy on them because judges remember you.
Yeah.
You see them enough, they remember you. And they're like, oh, yeah, come on up. Hey, how you doing, detective? Oh, I'm good, sir. How you been? And half the time they won't even read the warrant. I hate to say that, but they'll just skim the fucking warrant. And just, okay. Because they've gotten to know you. And they know that you're not gonna sell them bullshit. Mm-hmm. Now, should they read it? Yeah, they should. If you're a judge signing a felony or a search warrant, you should probably read that search warrant really thoroughly. But, hey, he signed it. I don't give a shit what he did with it. But I know what I put in there is true.
Right.
Because I'm never going to lie on a warrant. Because the first time you do that, you're fucked. Every case prior and every case after, you're fucked. Because they're going to bring that up every time. You lied once. And if you're not on the Brady list, somebody got lucky and didn't get on the Brady list, defense lawyers are still going to bring that up every chance they get. So you lost all credibility. So if you don't know, you don't know. If you don't have the information, you don't have it. Don't guess. Don't make it up. Don't bullshit it. You don't have it. You don't have it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's just not. Look, we had a saying. We didn't get him today. We can get him tomorrow. Because remember, They got to get it right every single time. We only got to get it right once.
Mm-hmm.
So as a criminal, you can't fuck up at all. I can get you. I just have to get you eventually one day,
Yeah.
and I win. You got to get it right every fucking day. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I tell people. I was like, hey, you didn't get him today. You'll get him tomorrow.
That's true.
So that's really Warrants in a nutshell. And actually, I didn't think I would have that much, and it just came. Oh yeah, don't forget this and this and this.
That's most
Subpoenas are
most
kind
of
of
your
a
wheelhouse.
subpoenas are kind of a different story. Subpoenas are a little different. You got subpoenas to appear in court to testify, or a subpoena to produce an item like a ducus tecum, which is paper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, bring a journal, bring something. Although I think now ducus tecum also now applies to phones.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got subpoenas to bring evidence. So if a company has video footage of an offense, I can just send them a subpoena, and they can either bring it to the grand jury or just email it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, we just send them a link for Axon. They just email it to us. Appreciate it. Have a great day. If they refuse that, then I'll get a search warrant. And then I'm going to go to the business, tear their hard drives out. And now they have these nice missing hard drives in their business where their cameras used to be. So it's easier just to give me the footage because I'm going to cost you a lot of money because you don't get the hard drives become evidence.
Right.
Now I'm keeping them till the end of the trial. That could be 2, 3, 4 years, depending on the offense.
Yeah.
Those are my hard drives now, not yours. And anything on those hard drives is admissible, period.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go through your hard drives and start seeing that you as a business are muling narcotics or human smuggling or whatever, all admissible. You fucked up. And so just give me the 10 minutes of footage I asked for. I'm going to take it all.
Mm-hmm.
And then anything I see is mine. And then I'm going to start passing it out to the DEA, the ATF, the FBI, whoever the hell wants it. HSI, here you go. And they'll be like, you got a warrant? Sure did. If you're really smart, and what I do on my warrants now, any case I think might become federal at some point, maybe, it'll say to any peace officer, sheriff's deputy, and I'll add, or special federal agent. And I will add that on every warrant so that now they automatically can get it. They don't have to go get their own warrant. I added them on mine.
Oh, okay.
So I did that with the bank robbery I had. I knew it was going to stay state, but then the ATF was telling me they wanted to take it because it was linked to something else. So I added on every single warrant in the entire case. I wrote 85 warrants on this case. To every single warrant to any peace officer, sheriff's deputy, or special federal agent. Now I've covered the entire gamut. They don't have to go get their own from their own federal judge. They got mine. And any fruits of mine is admissible for them too.
All right.
So
Okay.
is it still anyway without the special federal agent? It is, but you don't want to add that doubt. So just add it.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't gonna hurt nothing.
Yeah.
And one more thing on search warrants. If I'm going to seize a car from out of the county I'm in, I need a district court judge because I'm leaving the county. So I'm glad I remembered that. Let's say you found the suspect vehicle to a homicide,
Mm-hmm.
and it's in the next county over. I have to get a search warrant signed by a district court judge because I'm leaving the county.
Okay.
So that's not a magistrate. And I have to have Code of Criminal Procedure. This is for the detectives in here. Texas detectives. Code of Criminal Procedure, Chapter 1810. I have to add that in the warrant because it's going out of the county to seize it and bring it back to your county. You have to add the 1810 paragraph authorizing it to be taken from that county and brought back to your county. Okay, so district court judge, 1810. You got to have it. And that's for a thing, not a person. That's an arrest warrant. That's just has the same verbiage. But a search for a thing, 1810 and district court judge. So that's how that works.
All right.
So I did one all the way, and we're 3 hours from Houston. I had to seize a car in Houston. I had to do all that. I had to get a district court judge, had to have the 1810 filled out, and then I had to go all the way to Houston, call Houston PD, meet me there, please. They met me there. I knocked on the door. Owner said, I'm taking the car. Give me the keys. Here's your copy of the seizure warrant. Keys. And he gave me the keys. Tow truck came. Tow truck followed us all the way from here to there. Put it on the tow truck. Brought it all the way back to San Antonio. Problem solved.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that worked. But I had to have that 1810.
Okay.
So if you don't have that 1810, you voided it. So if the judge reads it and goes, wait, you're going where? You're missing something. Oh, crap. So now, little lessons I've learned is every single go-by I already have peace officer, sheriff's deputy, or special federal agent, and I add 1810 on every warrant I got. So automatically I just add it. I just put it on there. So it's always there. And I just know today's a magistrate, tomorrow's a district court judge based on what I'm doing. But the verbiage is already there. Because it's not going to hurt you if it's there and you're not going out of county. Who cares? But it's already there, so I don't have to worry about it. So that's kind of how that works. So that's the down and dirty on warrants, whether they're arrest or search, misdemeanor or felony, person, place, or thing, location. Just remember that Arrest warrants can be served at any time, 24/7, 365. There is no time out of Thanksgiving with your family. Nope. That's warrants loves Thanksgiving because that means you're at mom's house. And they're just going to go right to mom's house, go looking for you. And we've arrested many a person and walked out with them and a chicken wing or a turkey leg. Sorry. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate the food. And it's funny, the moms will feed you after you just arrested their son. They'll still make you a plate. God bless South Texas. Thanks, Mom. Search warrants, you have a time frame to execute that search warrant. So if the evidence is not at risk, 3 a.m. is not the best time.
Right.
Because you don't need the homeowner hearing the door come crashing open and coming out with a gun because he thinks he's being robbed, and then you plug him or he plugs one of you. So when and where, guys, the reason, what is the reason? Why do we need to execute it right this minute, right now? What do we have? Obviously, it was for life and death. Yeah, right now, this minute, get everybody going. Like, we're going to do what we got to do. Now, one quick note, no-knock warrants. Yes, we can do no-knock. But the way we typically do it is we say who we are right as we're crashing the door in. Because especially we think the evidence is going to be at risk.
Right.
Or life is going to be at risk. We're going to get that door open now and get in there one way or another. And we're probably going to use distractionary devices such as flashbangs to start breaking windows and toss them in to distract you while we get that door open and get in. So that's a whole different ball of wax. That's a SWAT thing. We tell them what we need and they go do it. And I need this guy. If he's in bed, drag him out here in handcuffs, please. And then whatever other evidence you see, hold what you got. So that's warrants, arrest and search, and subpoenas a little bit. So I hope I've given knowledge to, because some agencies, they don't have detectives or they let patrol officers handle this stuff too and write warrants because the Code of Criminal Procedure in Texas just says you have to be 21 and a peace officer to write a warrant. That's all it says.
Mm-hmm.
But some agencies have policies about who's allowed to write warrants.
Right.
Blood warrants are the caveat to that. Anybody can write a blood warrant, period. That is a search warrant, though. That's still a search warrant because you're searching a person's blood for evidence of an offense of DWI or some DWI offense.
Right.
So, but everything else, check your policy before you start writing warrants because it may turn out your agency says no. It's got to be a detective or it's got to be a sergeant or whoever it's got to be. So just check. But if not, this should be good knowledge. Re-listen to this episode a couple times. If you're not sure, read Chapter 18 of the Code of Criminal Procedure on warrants. The information's in there. It'll tell you when you can, who has to sign what. It's all in there. The Code of Criminal Procedure is about that thick, and it's thick for a reason. Mm-hmm. Read it. You need to know this stuff because you can't use I didn't know in court. They won't accept it. You're a cop. You should have known. Do you know a book this thick by heart? No. But they're going to tell the jury, well, they're a police officer. He should know this book. Okay. That's also the agriculture code, education code, family code, health and safety code, business code, tax code, real estate code. Like, no. I'm interested in the penal code, health and safety code, family code, and the Code of Criminal Procedure. And the traffic code, sorry. Yeah. That's it. Those are the only codes I need to know. I don't care about business code because I don't deal with businesses. The only thing I do with business is when I go in there with a warrant. And that's Chapter 18.
Yeah.
So, we hope you all enjoyed today's episode. We're going to have some more coming out. We're trying to get them all put together. If you have ideas of what you want to hear about, please email us at runnincode2023@gmail. That's runnincode@gmail.com. Don't put the G in running. It's runnincode@gmail.com. Runnincode2023@gmail.com. Or leave a comment on the videos of something you want to hear, something you want to see, something you want clarification on, an idea for an episode that you thought might be great. Check our previous episodes. Make sure we didn't already do one concerning that subject because we've had that happen already, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. We did have one email from a fan. I'm going to paraphrase it, and I'm not going to put his last name out there because he's an active duty officer, but we do appreciate him. So, gentleman's name is Paul. So, Paul, if you're listening, appreciate you writing. We got your email. So he became a cop later in life. This has been read the episode of some people join later in life. Yeah. This is one of those gentlemen that he went to FTO field training on his 51st birthday. He's now 56. He's been a cop for 5 years. He's probably doing just fine.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly.
For sure.
I'm not going to put in all the details because we're not going to put his personal information out there. But he's enjoying himself, and he found those episodes to be helpful. So, Paul, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
More to come. If you send us an email, if you don't want your name mentioned, tell us that. If you don't want us to put what agency you work for, tell us that too. And we won't put your business out there. I'm smart enough to know that you probably don't want that info out there unless you tell me specifically. So if you don't, I'm just going to assume you don't. I'm not going to put I'm not going to put your name, your last name out there in your agency. I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell me something really embarrassing, we're going to talk about it and laugh about it. But you chose to write us, and well, it is what it is. So that's all I got today. Subject of warrants, search, seizure, and arrest. There's a lot of bad information out there on TikTok and Instagram, what we can and can't do, and it's almost all wrong. So I want to actually, you hear it from the horse's mouth, however you want to put it.
There you go.
Hear it from a detective who writes these things, routinely writes search warrants and arrest warrants and seizure warrants. I had to learn very quickly, and trial and error is a big one. But honestly, I wish I'd known a lot of things I said today before I did it.
Right.
So I had to learn them the hard way. So I'd rather you heard it from me, and then you do the knowledge. And again, agency policy, check your policy. Don't go, well, T-Bone said, well, T-Bone don't work for your agency. So pull your policy and read your policy and see what it says about issuing warrants, arrest, or search. Most agencies, it is going to be detectives. But some agencies are so small that the patrol officer handles everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great. Nothing wrong with that. That's how you learn. So by the time you do put on detective stripes, you've kind of already been doing it. And now you just got to learn a few extra things, how to prosecute and how to write a prosecution guide. And that's a whole different ball of wax. And I can't wait for the day I promote to sergeant. I never got to write another prosecution guide ever again. But everybody's got to take their turn. It is what it is. So, J-Man, do you got anything to add?
Nope.
Well, for everybody out there in South Texas and the rest of the world, our brothers and sisters in arms especially, please be careful. Watch each other's backs. Educate yourself. Knowledge is power. It protects you. It protects you from doing something stupid, and you can't use that in no later. So you can get education, read case laws, read books. There's all sorts of books you can buy out there on this stuff that has the information out there. TCDAA, Texas, what is it? Texas County and District Attorneys Association or something like that.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of great books that paraphrase this stuff and boil it down to really readable, manageable portions. I have them all. They're great. I got a whole section at my desk, and I pull out that book on penal code, read it, or pull out that book on DWI investigation, or whatever it is. Great resource.
Mm-hmm.
The book's a little pricey, but you got to invest in yourself in this job.
Yeah.
And if you ever get questioned, you can pull that book out and go, I got it from this book right here, which is a published entity about how this stuff works. So, and you're covered. You're good to go. As long as you can point to where you got the knowledge, you're good to go.
Yep.
So, everybody be careful. Everybody be safe. Please tune in for the next episode. Please watch our episodes. Please leave us emails. Please leave us comments on the videos. If they're racist, we're going to delete them because that's just stupid. If you say something dumb that we think is funny, we're going to talk about it because we don't care if you don't like us. We really don't. When people ask, how do I sleep at night with knowing people don't like me? I tell them without underwear so they can kiss my ass. So I don't lose sleep over you not liking me. We assume if you watch us, you like us, but you could be an enemy watching us, and we're not going to lose any sleep over it. So there's a line of people that want to kick my ass. You better get a number and get in line. So, J-Man and I here in South Texas, we're out of here.
Yep.